Before you go get that website or start taking payments, let me ask you, have you thought about how your business is going to be structured? Because choosing the wrong setup now can lead to numerous complications later. I'm Jennifer Nichols with J Nichols Law. I work with Texas business owners to help them build the right legal foundation for their company. And one of the first steps in that process, choosing the business structure that fits what you're trying to do. In this video, I want to walk you through the basics of corporations, partnerships, LLCs, and something called a series LLC. Every business has to choose a legal structure. Some are simple, and others offer more flexibility or protection. And what works for one person's business may not work for yours. Let's start with corporations. Corporations have shareholders, those are the owners, directors, and officers who run the day-to-day operations. They're a little more formal than other structures and require more documentation to maintain. The upside is they offer strong liability protection, making it easier to attract investors, especially when planning to raise capital. They also continue to exist, even if you step away or sell. But they come with some downsides too, especially C-Corps, which are taxed twice. The company pays taxes on its profits, and then the shareholders pay taxes again when those profits are distributed. S-Corps avoid double taxation, but they have limits on who can own shares and how many shareholders you can have. If you're planning to grow fast, bring on investors, or if you want something with a little more permanence, this is worth considering. But for many small businesses, it's more than they need to start. Next, let's talk about partnerships. In a general partnership, all partners are actively involved and share profits and liability. That means if your partner makes a bad business decision, you could also be held responsible. A limited partnership, on the other hand, allows partners to invest money without being active in daily operations, and their liability is limited to the amount they invest. Partnerships are easy to set up and offer pass-through taxation, which means that profits are reported directly on your tax return. If you're going into business with someone else, a partnership might seem like the obvious choice. However, they can lead to complications if there is a disagreement or expectations aren't clearly defined. If you're considering going into business with someone, we always recommend putting together a partnership agreement in writing up front. Now, LLCs, that's limited liability companies, are a popular choice for a reason. They offer personal liability protection, meaning your assets are protected if something goes wrong in the business. They're flexible in how they're managed, so you can run it yourself or bring on managers, and they're also flexible in how they're taxed. You can choose to be taxed as a sole proprietorship, a partnership, or even an S-corporation, depending on what works best for you. The downside is they still require some formal setup and can make it difficult to raise outside money, depending on your industry. But for many business owners, especially small to mid-sized operations, LLCs strike a great balance between protection and simplicity. Now, if you have multiple lines of business, or let's say you own several rental properties, you might want to look into a series LLC. It's still an LLC, but with separate series inside it, each one treated like its own little business with its own assets and liabilities. If one property or venture encounters legal trouble, the other series are protected from that risk. The key to a series LLC is that you must keep each series separate, maintaining distinct books and records. And not every state recognizes them, so it's important to check to see if it's even an option where you're operating. At the end of the day, the structure you choose affects everything, from how you're taxed, to what you're personally liable for, to how you can grow in the future. This is a critical decision that should be made thoughtfully, not based on guesswork or someone else's experience. It depends on your goals, risks, and the type of business you are building. If you're unsure or would like to discuss further, please don't hesitate to reach out. At J Nichols Law, we'll help you make the right decision now so that you don't run into problems later. Let's make sure you're starting off strong.